Okay, guys, there's a lot of games to play in round one, so I'm going to try to do something different this time. I've gone ahead and played the first 6 innings of this matchup between the 1993 Philadelphia Phillies and the 1988 Oakland A's. And after 6 complete, the Phillies hold a 5-3 lead. And I'll recap a little bit about what happened in the first inning. Pete Incaviglia singled and Milt Thompson doubled him home. And then in the third inning, the A's picked up 3 runs, thanks to, in large part, to a Dave Hollins error at third base that kept the inning alive. After 2 were on and nobody out, Glenn Hubbard sacrificed them to scoring position. Then Carney Lansford hit a 2-run double to make it 2-1, and then Dave Henderson followed with a double of his own to make it 3-1. That's the way it stood until the 5th. And in the 5th, Dave Stewart ran into trouble. He gave up a single to John Kruk. He walked Dave Hollins. Darren Daulton followed with a double to score 1 run and put runners at second and third. And then Pete Incaviglia hit a big 3-run home run, and that pretty much did it. He got out of the inning the rest of the way from there and pitched a non-eventful 6th. But now, after 6 innings, Stewart is out of there. Greg Cadaret, the lefty reliever, is in, and the line on Stewart: 6 innings, faced 30 batters, gave up 11 hits, 5 runs, all were earned, one of those a homer, and walked 3, struck out 4. So Greg Cadaret is in to face Dave Hollins, Darren Daulton, and Pete Incaviglia in a 5-3 game. We start at the top of the 7th. It'll be Hollins against Cadaret. It's a 3-11, so Hollins against a lefty. 3-11 is a single. So the hit parade will continue for the Phillies as they get a single, leadoff single, and that'll bring up Dutch, Darren Daulton, the catcher. He had that big double in the 5th. Here's the pitch, lefty on lefty. It's a 2-7. 2-7 against a lefty is a walk. So Daulton draws the walk from Cadaret. Life is not a Cadaret right now for Mr. Cadaret. So now that'll bring up Pete Incaviglia, who had the big home run. And you could think about bringing in a righty, Eric Plunk, out of the bullpen, but there are 2 lefties to follow, so they're going to let Cadaret pitch to Incaviglia. Here's the pitch. It's a 4-8. So for Cadaret, a 4-8 is a strikeout. So he was able to get the K on Incaviglia for out number 1. Now here's Jim Eisenreich. Now the Phillies did like the platoon, but they don't want to hurt their defense either with the lead. So they're going to keep Eisenreich in there lefty on lefty. Besides that, they brought a right-hander in. The A's could counter with Plunk. So going to keep it as is, and Eisenreich bats. 6-8 is the call, and it's a walk. So Cadaret has walked. The base is loaded now. Bases are now loaded with only 1 out, and Milt Thompson, the left fielder, is up. So they're going to stick with Cadaret for 1 more batter, being it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Cadaret to Thompson, it's a 3-11. 3-11 is a ground ball third base B. So the B means it's a fielder's choice, but the run will score. Eisenreich is out 5-4, but they were not able to turn the double play. So Milt Thompson gets an RBI as he drives in Dave Hollins. And it is now a 6-3 game. And the shortstop, Kevin Stocker, the number 9 hitter, is up. He's a switch hitter. So Cadaret's still in there against Stocker. It's a 3-6. 3-6, he got hit by the pitch. So Cadaret uncorked a wild one, plunking Stocker. And that now will reload the bases. For Nails, Lenny Dykstra, lefty-on-lefty matchup. Cadaret against Dykstra. It is a 4-9. 4-9 is a fly ball to center field, and Dave Henderson corrals it. But the run did come in, and we're at the 7th inning stretch mark, and the score is the Phillies 6 and the A's 3. Tommy Green still in there as the starter for the Phillies. And we're at the bottom of the order. Glenn Mother Hubbard in there. But I believe we're going to see a pinch hitter for Glenn Hubbard because they need runs. They need runs big time. They'll sacrifice a little defense to get some runs. So it looks like they're going to call on Tony Phillips. So Tony Phillips will pinch hit for Hubbard. Drastic times call for drastic measures. So Phillips will pinch hit here in the 7th, and he will stay in to play second base, although he is a 4 rated second baseman. So, like I said, to give up something on the defense to try to get some offense. So Phillips, the switch hitter, facing Tommy Green. Green is a 7 on his pitcher reduction, so he can pitch this inning without any problems. It is a 5-6. 5-6 against the switch hitter, which is batting left-handed, is a fly ball to right. So 1 away there. And that'll bring up the top of the order, and Luis Polonia. Polonia against Green. It's a 6-6, and that's a strikeout. He's not reached his point of weakness, so it is a strikeout. The strikeout stands. There's now 2 away for Carney Lansford. So Carney Lansford steps up with 2 outs and the base is empty, and the 88 A's are in trouble. It's 6-9. Well, there's a chance for something here. A chance for a home run, for one thing, or a double. So 1-4 will be a home run. Anything else is a double. It's a 7, so it's a double for Carney Lansford. His second double of the game, but there are 2 outs, and that'll bring up Dave Henderson. Dave Henderson, the batter. See if he can do anything. It's a 4-7. 4-7, yeah, he did something already. He struck out. So Dave Henderson strikes out to end the inning. We've completed 7, and the score is still the Phillies 6 and the A's 3. And there's a couple of lefties still coming up, but Cataray is going to exit the ball game, I believe. And we have a new second baseman as well, and that's Tony Phillips. He's going to stay in and play second base. They could bring in Gallego, I'm assuming. Let's see here. What is Gallego's defensive rating? Gallego's a 3 rated second baseman, so they are going to go ahead and bring Gallego in for Phillips. So Gallego will go ahead and take over second base duties for the A's. And as far as their bullpen goes, they are going to bring in another lefty, Rick Honeycutt. So Rick Honeycutt is actually going to come in and pitch now, since the lefties are on the way for the Phillies. Rick Honeycutt will give it a shot. He is in to face Mickey Morandini, John Kruk, and Dave Hollins. So here is Honeycutt against Morandini. It's a 3-8. 3-8 is a walk, so he starts out walking Mickey Morandini. The A's won't even get a chance to get to Eckersley. They might pitch him in the 9th just for kicks and giggles, but might be a little too late. Here is John Kruk. It's a 6-8. 6-8 is a strikeout, so Honeycutt comes back with a strikeout of John Kruk. 1 down, and third baseman Dave Hollins, the switch hitter. It's a 4-4. So against a right-hander, a 4-4 is a fly ball center field X. Dave Henderson's rating in center field is a 2. He is a 2-rated center fielder with an E9, if that comes into play. But we'll do the check on the center fielder. It's a 5. That could be trouble. We'll see. Center fielder number 2, a number 5 is a fly ball B, so he did make the play. So Dave Henderson tracks that one down, 2 down for Darren Daulton. So Darren Daulton, lefty on lefty matchup again, is Darren Daulton will face Rick Honeycutt, as Honeycutt tries to keep it right where it is. It's a 4-7. 4-7 is a ground ball second base X. And might be a good thing we brought Gallego in, because he is a second baseman 3 rather than Phillips being a second base 4. So that will help a little bit. But we'll roll the D20 and see what all this is about. Oops, got to keep the D20 on the board here. It's a 17. Second baseman 3, 17 is a ground out. So even a 4 second baseman would have fielded that. But you never know. So it's a 4-3 ground out, and the inning is over. And we go to the bottom of the 8th with the score still Phillies 6 and Oakland 3. And that's going to do it for Tommy Green. He's going to finish out his day pitching 7 quality innings. and we'll be right back with a pitching change. Okay, right-hander Larry Anderson is loosening. He was loosening the bullpen. Now he's come in to start the 8th for the Phillies, as Jose Canseco will be leading things off. It's the heart of the order for the A's. If they're going to make hay, they need to do it now. Jose Canseco, Dave Parker, and Mark McGwire are up there ready to go against Larry Anderson. And in case he falters, they do have left-hander David West warming in the bullpen. And don't forget, Wild Thing Mitch Williams is the closer if needed. And Dennis Eckersley is warming up in the A's bullpen because he may as well pitch. All right, here is Canseco against Larry Anderson. It's a 3-8 for Canseco. That's a strikeout. So Larry Anderson puts the K on Jose. And Jose, can you see a strikeout? He just did. It's 1 away. Here's Dave Parker. Parker struck out twice. He's 0 for 3 as the DH. It's a 6-5 against Larry Anderson. Against the righty, 6-5 is a strikeout. So Larry Anderson has come in and put the K on both of the Bash brothers. 2 of the 3 Bash brothers. Here's Bash brother number 3, Mark McGwire. He struck out his last 2 times up as well. It is a 6-9. 6-9 is a ground ball to shortstop X. Kevin Stocker is the Phillies shortstop. And Mr. Stocker, as a shortstop, is a 2-rated shortstop with an E32. So he's a number 2. We'll roll the D20. Oh, we got to keep the D20 on the clipboard. If I can do that, we'll see. 3rd time's a charm, right? Okay, it's a 7. So it's a 7, and a 7 is a ground ball out for second. It's a 3rd out, so it doesn't matter about the A's or B's. It's simply a shortstop ground out. So Larry Anderson did his job. He pitched a perfect 8th inning. And we go to the 9th with the score still the Phillies 6 and the A's 3. And coming on for the A's, because they may as well use him, there's no sense holding him back, is Dennis Eckersley. And it looks like Mitch Wild Thing Williams is loosening in the Philly bullpen, and he will be coming in to pitch the 9th regardless of the score, probably, just to get an inning of work. And Dennis Eckersley is on. So Eckersley will be in to pitch the 9th. And in case I forgot to do it, Tommy Green, 7 innings, faced 30 batters, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, none of which were earned because of the error to Hollins. Walked 2, struck out 9, so he was pretty much in control the whole time. So now Dennis Eckersley is in, and he will be facing Pete Incaviglia, who is the leadoff batter, but actually Incaviglia is going to be pinch hit for. He's the DH. But he's going to be brought back, I do believe. Let's see if they have a lefty they're going to want to bring in instead. Or they may just want to give somebody else an at-bat. Let's see what they're going to do here. They're going to bring in Ricky Jordan. Ricky Jordan's a little bit better hitter against right-handed pitching. So Ricky Jordan's going to take over and get an at-bat here as the DH. Here in the 9th inning, Ricky Jordan, backup first baseman, platooned first base with Kruk. So Ricky Jordan gets the call to face Eckersley to start the 9th. It's a 6-7. 6-7 is a strikeout. So Eckersley comes in and strikes out Jordan for out number 1. That'll bring up Jim Eisenreich. It is a 5-6. 5-6 is a strikeout. So Eckersley striking out the first 2 batters he faces. Now that'll bring up the left fielder, Milt Thompson. Milt Thompson against Eckersley. And it's a 3-4 for Milt Thompson. He flies to left to end the inning. Flies out to Colonia in left. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Wild Thing Mitch Williams is making his way from the bullpen in this save situation. It is a 3-run lead, 6-3. Mitch Williams, the Wild Thing, coming in, and he will be facing the bottom of the order, Terry Steinbach, Walt Weiss, and second baseman Mike Gallego. However, Gallego is going to be called back when it's his turn because we are looking at Don Baylor for a pinch hitter. So Don Baylor is going to do that. So we'll go ahead and move Gallego out now and put Don Baylor in that third hole. If I can get the cards apart here, sports fans. Okay, so Don Baylor now is taking over. He will bat in the number 3 slot in the inning. But first things first, it's Terry Steinbach against Mitch Wild Thing Williams. Terry Steinbach, he's 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Here's the pitch from Wild Thing Williams. It is a 6-8. 6-8 against a right-hander is a strikeout. So Mitch Williams comes in and strikes out Terry Steinbach to start the inning. That'll bring up Walt 3 Blind Weiss. Walt Weiss, the shortstop, he is 0 for 3 with a run scored. He reached on the Hollins error. It's a 4-8 against a right-hander. 4-8 is a walk. So Wild Thing, true to form, walks Walt Weiss. So now we've got Don Baylor up. Don Baylor steps to the plate, pinch hitting for Gallego. It's a 6-5. 6-5 is a ground ball to shortstop Stocker, who is a 2-rated shortstop. So it could be a double play here, potentially. Let's see what happens. It's an 18. So a shortstop number 2 and 18 is a ground ball A, and that's it. 6-4-3 double play has done it. And the Phillies now, a 6-4-3 double play have done it, and the ball game is over. The Phillies win it by the final score of 6-3. And right behind this video, I will record the last couple of innings of the next video coming up, which is the 1967 St. Louis Cardinals against the 1983 Baltimore Orioles. And we'll pick that up toward the end just to show a little bit of that game as well. Okay, guys, I'm going to try something a little bit different here. The NFL has their red zone, so I'm going to have the scoring position zone. In this game, I'm only going to record when a team gets a runner in scoring position. We are now on the bottom of the 5th between the 67 St. Louis Cardinals and the 83 Baltimore Orioles. We are scoreless, but here in the bottom of the 5th, Ken Singleton has walked. Rich Dower has singled him to second. Runners are at first and second with nobody out. And we have Todd Cruz, the third baseman, is up. He is an A bunter, so he will be sacrifice bunting here. He's knocked down to a B because of the corners being in. It's a 10. B, 10. Batter is safe. Lead runner's thrown out. So Bob Gibson got off the hill and was able to throw the slower running Singleton out. It's a fielder's choice on the bunt. So now still 2 on, 1 out for the catcher, Rick Dempsey. But that was a big play to keep the runner from getting to third base. Here's Dempsey against Gibson. It's a 3-8. A 3-8 is a walk. So the bases are now loaded for the top of the order in Al Bumbry. Bases loaded, 1 out for Al Bumbry, the leadoff hitter. He's 0 for 2 with a fly ball to center field and a strikeout. So Gibson trying to bear down here. Infield double play depth, 1-9. 1-9 is a split chance, so there's going to be some scoring here. 1-11 for a double or 12-20 for a single star. It's a 15, so it's a single, but it's a 2-run single thanks to the star. And Dower and Todd Cruz will both come in to score on the single by Bumbry. Dempsey will go to third, so runners are at the corners, still only 1 out. And that brings up Disco Dan Ford. I originally wanted to use Jim Dwyer in the lineup, but the card set I bought off eBay for the 83 Orioles did not have the extra players, so I don't have a Jim Dwyer card, so that's why I had to write over Dwyer with Dan Ford. So Dan Ford, who's 0 for 2 against Gibson. 1-8. 1-8 is a split chance, so how about that? Disco Dan might be able to play a hit record here if he gets a 1 through 5. That'll be a home run. Anything else is a base. Well, it's a double. It might clear the bases. We'll see. It's an 8. An 8. He just missed it. It's a double. So it's a double for Disco Dan And they're going to hold Bumry at second base, but Dempsey will score. It is now a 3-0 game, and Cal Ripken is the batter with runners at second and third and 1 out. The infield has to come in, and they're not going to walk Ripken because Eddie Murray's on deck. So here we go. Gibson has to bear down. It's a 1-6 for Ripken. 1-6 is a chance for a home run or a double. 1-8 will be a home run. Anything else is a double. It's an 11, so it's a double. So it's a 2-run double for Cal Ripken. And my scoring positions zone video picked up at just the right time, apparently, because the first 4 innings were pretty much nondescript. But this bottom of the 5th, the Orioles have broken open here. Now it's a 5-0 game, and the Cardinal bullpen is fast in action here. And it looks like they're going to have Joe Horner. Joe Horner is loosening in the bullpen, a lefty. So he is loosening as Bob Gibson has just lost it here in the 5th for some strange reason. And now Eddie Murray is up. Cal Ripken at second, still only 1 out. It's a 5-10. So Gibson, a 5-10 is a fly ball to center. So that'll retire Murray for out number 2. And now the 9th batter in the order to come up this inning, John Let It Be Lowenstein. So John Lowenstein is up, and Gibson delivers. It's a 6-3. 6-3 is a fly ball to left field X, so we do need to check on Lou Brock, the left fielder. And Brock is a 2-rated left fielder with the E14. But 2 is the important factor. So we'll roll the D20 based on Brock's number 2 rating, and that is an 8. And that's going to put him into the error possibilities. And he is an E14. So as we look at E14, he's got a 3 through 9 or a 12 for an error. So he needs to avoid those errors. He wants to get a 10 or an 11. That would really be good for him. Otherwise, he's going to probably make an error. It's a 5 and a 5. A 5 here. Let's see. Why is there no? This is kind of strange. This must be a miss. No, 5 is here. So 3 through 9. My bad. That's a 2-base error on Lou Brock. So things are going from bad to worse for the Cardinals. A 2-base E7 for Brock, and that will score Cal Ripken with an unearned run to now make it a 6-0 ball game. As they have batted around, Ken Singleton, who led off the inning with a walk, is back to the plate. And they're going to try to let Gibson finish the inning if possible, because that really wasn't his fault. That was a defensive error. So here's Singleton. It's a 1-7. 1-7 is a, it's going from bad to worse again. It's a probable home run. We'll see. It's a 1 through 16 for a home run for Singleton. And it's 12, so it is a home run. So Ken Singleton homers, and that's another 2 more unearned runs have come on. And that's going to do it, I believe, for Gibson. They can't go any longer with him. He went through 4 really quick innings, but then in the 5th, he just hit a roadblock, hit a brick wall. And so now we've got Rich Dower facing Joe Horner. And that's a 3-7 against a lefty. 3-7 against a lefty is a walk. So Dower walks. Keep the inning going. And now Todd Cruz is stepping to the plate. Todd Cruz. Actually, I used Singleton's card there, didn't I? Let me go back. I forgot to switch it. Dower 3-7 is a ground ball to short. So my bad. 3-7 is a ground ball to short to end the inning. Should have had white out, I guess, or done it in pencil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs. An 8-run outburst. Let me double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 8 runs. So it's an 8-run outburst for the Orioles of 1983. And they are now laying waste to the 67 Cardinals. It is a score now of 8-0. But this is not the PC game. There is no advanced few innings to quick play. Got to play it out. But for video purposes, I will go ahead and stop the video now And if the game gets a little more interesting, I will bring it back, but no sense boring everybody. I want to try to fit as many games on here as possible. So we'll leave it from here, but at least you got to see that interesting 5th inning. Okay guys, we're on the last out of the ball game between the Orioles and the Cardinals. And really since the 5th inning, nothing has happened. Mike Boddicker has finished his 7 innings of work, giving up only 2 hits, a 2-hit shutout. Sammy Stewart is in to mop up for him. And we're 2 outs in the top of the 9th with Lou Brock on first base and Orlando Cepeda at bat. Joe Horner and Larry Jaster finished up pitching for the Cardinals. And actually, if you take away the 5th inning, the Orioles were shut out on 3 hits, but obviously you can't take away that 5th inning. So last at bat, Sammy Stewart against Orlando Cepeda. It's a 5-10, and a 5-10, a chance for a home run. Is Cepeda does have in power, but it's a 1-3, but a 4-20 for a double, and that could at least break up the shutout. It's a 15, so that's a double, and with 2 outs and Lou Brock running, they're not even going to think about trying to throw him out. They're going to go ahead and let him score, keep Cepeda at second. So the shutout is broken. It is now an 8-1 game, and that'll bring up Tim McCarver. Last chance. 6-7. 6-7 against Stewart is a strikeout. So Sammy Stewart had not reached his point of weakness yet, so that is a strikeout to finish the game. The Cardinals do at least avoid the shutout, and the final score is the Orioles laying waste to the Cardinals by the final score of 8-1. 1 run on 5 hits for the Cardinals. 8 runs on 8 hits for the Orioles. The Orioles only left 4 on base. Let's see how many the Cardinals left on base. 1, 2, 3, 4. They left 4 on base also. So that's going to do it here from this round 1 game. The Baltimore Orioles of 1983 have advanced, and they will move on in the tournament, and they will be playing the Pittsburgh Pirates, who earlier laid waste to the Blue Jays. So it's not going to be the Pirates-Orioles of 71 World Series. It's going to be the Pirates and Orioles from the 83 Pirates. I'm sorry, the 83 Orioles and the 71 Pirates. So the Orioles were 0-2 in World Series against the Pirates, so they're going to try to resurrect that going forward. Of course, they will not be able to use Mike Boddicker going forward, but Scott McGregor is going to be their starting pitcher in that game, lefty, and they'll see if they can do something against the Pirates. But that's it from here, and we're going to attach another partial game in the scoring position zone when that occurs, and that's going to be coming up next between the 1988 Dodgers and Orel Hershiser against the Bronx Bombers 1961 Yankees with Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris. So Roger Maris just finished DH in this game, going 0-4, and now he's got to go play right field for the Yankees and face Orel Hershiser. Okay, guys, our next adventure here in round 1 is the 88 Dodgers and the 61 Yankees. Whitey Ford going for the Yankees against Orel Hershiser for the Dodgers. And something I did, I ran out of my usual score sheets, so I defaulted and I'm using a payoff pitch score sheet. But I found out that the payoff pitch score sheet's pretty neat to use for Strat-O-Matic, because I can put the the range ratings, the error ratings, the arm ratings, and the running rating right here on the score sheet, and not have to flip through the cards or write it down somewhere else or try to squeeze it in on my little score sheet. So just a little side note there. And I'll go ahead and pause this video, and we'll put this under the scoring position rule. As soon as somebody gets in the scoring position, we will go ahead and restart the video in case something happens. And just looking at the lineup, the dramatic difference between the Dodger lineup of 88 and the New York lineup of 61. When you got Bill Skowron hitting 8th, you've got quite a lineup compared to, look at the Dodgers, their 5th place hitter is Tracy Woodson. So on paper, as they say, it looks like it's a mismatch, but we'll see if that turns into reality. And we'll wait and see if there's when the next scoring position comes up so we can rejoin the video. Okay, guys, we're in our first opportunity, and it's actually the Dodgers here in the top of the 2nd. Scoreless first inning, Tracy Woodson grounded to third to start the second. John Shelby hit a number back to Whitey Ford, who mishandled it for an error. And Rick Dempsey is up, and he just rolled a 3-6. And his 3-6 chance against lefties, 3-6 is a split chance between a home run and a double. So we're definitely going to have runners in scoring position, if not across the plate. So Dempsey needs a 1-3. Oh, we got to keep it on the thing here. 1-3. He didn't get it. He got a 12. So he got a double. So that's a double. And Shelby will stop at third base. So runners are at second and third with only one out for Jeff Hamilton, the third baseman, as the Yankees will play the infield back because they have confidence that their offense will score some runs and they want to prevent a big inning. Hamilton 5-7. 5-7 is a strikeout. So Whitey bearing down, getting the strikeout of Hamilton. 2 down. And Alfredo Griffin, the number 9 hitter, is up. So this scoring position thing could have been a false alarm. We'll see. Here's Alfredo Griffin, 2 on, 2 outs. It's a 6-9 against a righty. 6-9 is a fly ball to left. So Whitey pitches out of it. And after an inning and a half, we're still scoreless. And we'll come back on the next runner in scoring position play. Okay, our runner in scoring position video is back in play, and it's the Dodgers again. Steve Sax has led off with a single, and he needed a 1-10 to steal second. He rolled a 10, so he is safe. And Mickey Hatcher, the batter, against Whitey Ford with Sax at second and nobody out. It's a 4-4. 4-4 is a fly ball center field X. Mickey Mantle is a 1. So he'll most likely make the play. It's a 19. He does make the play. So it's 1 away. And that'll bring up Kirk Gibson, the designated hitter. Lefty on lefty matchup with Whitey Ford. It is a 6-7. 6-7 is a ground ball second base X. Bobby Richardson is also a 1. And the roll is a 12. Let's see if that's in the error rating or whether that's he fielded it. I think the 12 might put him in the error range. It does. And Richardson's error range is a 19. He's an error rated 19. So possible error. It's a 6. E19 and a 6 is a one base error. So Richardson makes the error. Sax will go over to third. And Gibson will reach on the E4. So second error of the game on the Yankees. And that puts runners at the corners with only 1 out for cleanup hitter Mike Marshall. Let's see what Marshall does. It's a 1-8 against the lefty. 1-8 is a ground ball shortstop A. It's a double play. So Whitey Ford dials up the 6-4-3 double play to get out of it. And another scoring opportunity is gone by the wayside for the Dodgers. After 2.5, we are scoreless. And we'll be right back to the next runner in scoring position opportunity. Okay, guys, we're back with the scoring position possibilities here. This time it's the Yankees. Tony Kubek has walked to start the 4th. We're still scoreless. Roger Maris is the batter. He has rolled a 3-6, and a 3-6 is a split chance, a 1-10 for a home run, 11-20 for a fly out to right. So he needs a 1-10 for a homer. Oh, let's re-roll it and keep it on the chart here. 15, he did not get it, so he flies out to right for 1 out, but we'll keep it here with Mickey Mantle coming up. So we've got Oral Hershiser facing Mickey Mantle. It's a 1-8. 1-8 is a walk, so now runners at first and second. Second walk of the game for Mickey Mantle. He has walked both times. And that will bring up Yogi Berra. Yogi Berra with a chance, runners in scoring position, or a runner in scoring position, first and second, 1 out. Berra, a 3-6. 3-6 is a pop out to second base, so he pops it up to Steve Sax. 2 down, and that'll bring up catcher Elston Howard with a chance to dent the scoreboard here. It's a 6-6 off Hershiser, and that's a strikeout. So Hershiser gets through it, striking out Elston Howard. And after 4 complete, we're still scoreless here, and we'll be right back the next scoring position chance. Okay, guys, we're back here in the top of the 5th, and a scoring position opportunity has presented itself. Jeff Hamilton led off with a single. Alfredo Griffin has sacrificed him to second. 1 out, and leadoff hitter Steve Sax facing Whitey Ford. It's a 5-7. 5-7 is a strikeout. So Whitey bearing down, striking out Steve Sax for out number 2. And that'll bring up Mickey Hatcher, the left fielder. Mickey Hatcher, chance to try to dent the scoreboard here. 6-7. 6-7 is a ground ball second base X. So that's Bobby Richardson. He's already made 1 error in this game. He's a 1 rated defender. It's a 14, so we'll see if that fits his error range. Nope, it's going to fit into the ground ball A. So Richardson makes the play, and the threat, what little bit it was, is dissolved. We go to the bottom of the 5th with still no score, and we right back for the next scoring opportunity. Okay, guys, we're into the top of the 8th, still scoreless. We have a scoring position opportunity. Alfredo Griffin led off the 8th with a line out to Tony Kubek at short. Steve Sax has just singled and stolen second base again, thanks to a roll of 3 on the D20. So he is at second base with 1 out, and Mickey Hatcher is facing Whitey Ford. It's a 1-5. 1-5 for Hatcher is a split chance. 1-8 is a home run. 9-20 is a double. So if Hatcher can pull off a 1-8, we have a 2-0 ball game. He did not. He hit a 17, which is a double, and that's going to be that's still going to score the run with Sax at second base already. So the Dodgers grab a surprising 1-0 lead on the double by Mickey Hatcher. He is still in scoring position for Kirk Gibson. His Whitey is a little rattled here. It's a 6-12. That's a ground ball pitcher X. And he's a number 3 rated pitcher defensively. And the roll's a 1. So let's see, that might be a hit with a 1 on a D20. That's usually good for the offense. And it is here again. He's a 3 rated third pitcher, and a roll of 1. It's a single star. So it's an infield hit for Kirk Gibson. Infield single will move Hatcher to third. Runners are at the corners with only 1 out. And the big upset could be brewing. You thought beating the 88 A's was an upset. This could really be an upset. Mike Marshall stepping to the plate. Runners at the corners, double play depth, trying to get that double play. It's a 4-9. 4-9 is a split chance. 1-16 is a single. Anything else is a ground ball to third, but it's only going to be a B. So a run's going to score either way. It's an 11, and that's a base hit. Single star with 1 star. So Mike Marshall has just singled in Mickey Hatcher for the second run of the inning. It is now 2-0 in favor of the Dodgers here in the top of the 8th. Still only 1 out. And Tracy Woodson, the batter, he's 0 for 3. It's a 3-9. 3-9 is a ground ball shortstop A, so that's going to be a double play. That one batter too late, but at least now they get the double play to limit it to 2 runs. But 2 runs have come across, and we go to the bottom of the 8th with the score. Surprisingly, the Dodgers of 88, 2, and the 1961 Yankees, nothing. And we'll be right back the next time we have runners in scoring position. Okay, guys, top of the 9th. I'll go ahead. It's not a scoring position thing, but it's the 9th inning, so I'll go ahead and play it since it's close. Luis Arroyo has taken over for Whitey Ford on the mound for the Yankees. Closed the book on Ford. He went 8 innings, gave up 8 hits and 2 runs. Both of them earned. He didn't walk anybody, struck out 3, and he stands to potentially be the loser unless his team can rally in the 9th. But first things first, we got the top of the 9th. John Shelby is in against Luis Arroyo. And Shelby, a 3-2 against a lefty, is a ground ball back to the pitcher, Arroyo. Arroyo is only a 4-rated pitcher, so defensively, so not that great. It's a 16, so he may get away with it. Let's see here, 16. Nope, he's going to go to his error rating, and his error rating is a 12, so an E12. So we'll see if Arroyo has booted this. It's a 4 on an E12. He did boot it. It's an E1. 1 base error. Arroyo comes into the game, and 3rd Yankee error of the game. 2nd on the pitchers. And Arroyo not very happy right now. That'll bring up Rick Dempsey. Dempsey, the batter. Could think about bunting, but they're going to let him hit away. 210. 210's a strikeout. So Arroyo strikes him out. One away for Jeff Hamilton, the third baseman. Jeff Hamilton, 1 for 3 on the day. It's a 3-11. 3-11 is a single to left field, so that will move Shelby up to second base. Runners at first and second with 1 out, and Alfredo Griffin, the number 9 hitter, shortstop, is up to the bat. He is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. It is a 6-8. So a 6-8 is a fly ball to left field B, but there's nobody on third base, so no sacrifice. Just simply a second out. And now Steve Stacks steps up. Chance for an insurance run. 1-5 against a lefty is a walk, and that loads the bases. So we've got a bases loaded situation now with 2 outs here in the 9th. And bases are loaded, 2 outs for Mickey Hatcher, who had that big double his last time up. He's 2 for 4 with a single and a double. And Arroyo has to settle down here to keep his team in the ball game. It's a 5-7. 5-7 is a strikeout. So Louis came back and struck out Mickey Hatcher. And that's going to do it for the Dodgers in the 9th. But we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Bronx Bombers against Oral Hershiser, who is twirling a shutout right now. It is the Dodgers 2 and the Yankees nothing. They do have the heart of the order, Maris, Mantle, and Berra coming up against Hershiser. Now, in the bullpen for the Dodgers, although you'd like to think they don't need a bullpen, Alejandro Pena is loosening, their closer, in the bullpen in case Hershiser gets into trouble. All right. Roger Maris lead things off against Hershiser here in the 9th. It's a 6-8. 6-8 against lefties. He walked him. That's not a good way to start for Hershiser. He walks Roger Maris. That is the 4th walk. 5th walk, actually, by Hershiser. And 3 of those 5 walks have come to the man on at bat right now, Mickey Mantle. So, Mickey Mantle is up. He's the tying run against Hershiser. It's a 3-8. 3-8 is a strikeout. So Hershiser, reaching back for a little extra, strikes out Mickey Mantle. And that'll bring up Yogi Berra. Yogi Berra, all the Yankee teams have advanced so far, so it's up to the 61 Yankee team to make it a clean sweep, but they're in trouble. Here's Yogi Berra. It's a 5-7. 5-7 is a strikeout again. So Hershiser with another strikeout. The Bulldog is bearing down. Last chance for the Yankees. Elston Howard, the catcher. Elston Howard, the last chance against Hershiser. 6-8. 6-8 is a strikeout. Strikeout. It's a point of weakness, but pitching shutout, he has not reached that, so it's a strikeout. The strikeout stands. Hershiser strikes out the side in the 9th. And unbelievably, the 88 Dodgers have done it again. They have shut out the 1961 New York Yankees and moved on into the Sweet 16. Unfortunately for them, Hershiser will be ineligible to pitch in round 2 in the Sweet 16. But he certainly got him there, twirling a brilliant performance. Let's see how many. Let's see. Well, he said he did walk 5. But the 9 innings and the no runs, and he got the win, and then Ford got the loss. Let's see how many hits he gave up. 1. That's it. 1 hit. He only gave up, I didn't even catch that. He only gave up 1 hit. A Johnny Blanchard single in the 5th to start the 5th is the only hit he allowed. I almost missed a no-hitter and didn't know it. So how about that? And there were also 3 errors on the Yankees. What a weird line score for the 61 Yankees. No runs on 1 hit and 3 errors. Hershiser struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He struck out 8. So Hershiser walked 5, struck out 8, only gave up the 1 hit. Amazing. Amazing. Oral Hershiser does it again. This time to the Yankees. Now the Yankees know how the 88 Oakland A's feel. For the Dodgers, they ended up with, let's see how many hits they ended up with. 8, 9. They ended up with 9 hits because Arroyo gave up 1 hit in his 1 inning of work. No runs, but he did give up the hit. And he did strike out 2. Walk 1, struck out 2. So there it is. And let's check the runners left on base. The Yankees left 1, 2. Mickey Mantle was left on 3 times after he walked. So there's a walk there and a walk there. 5 left on base from the walk and 6. So he left on 6. Left 6 runners on base. Everybody reached. Nobody got past second base. Tony Kubek made it to second. And that was the only threat they had. And then after that happened, Berra popped out and Elston Howard struck out. So Dodgers do it in incredible fashion. They move on in the Sweet 16 tournament. And the Dodgers, by winning that, will take on the winner of the next game, which is the Detroit Tigers of 1984 against the 69 New York Mets. And once that game is completed, then the round of Sweet 16 will be done. So, but I'm thinking about possibly doing a full video on that game because it interests me so much. So we shall see. So I think I'm going to go ahead and, you know what? I think I like this little scoring position thing. I'm going to keep it going the way it is, so that I can do a wrap up at the end. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and call it a day from here, and come back fresh and do the full game of the 69. Mets against the 84 Tigers. So hope everybody likes this scoring position thing where I jump in at times when it looks like it might be a score and get past the mundane parts where nothing's going on. I kind of like that. Makes it kind of expedient. Hopefully you guys like that, and it keeps the videos a little bit shorter. I can sneak in 3 or 4 game highlights in one video versus in the same amount of time it would take to watch one video by itself. So hope everybody's having a good day, and I'm almost done with round 1, this marathon of Strat-O-Matic, and then we'll be moving on to the Sweet 16.